So, hey, Danny. Hey. As we said today, we're actually less than 24 hours before Yom Kippur. Less than 24 hours. A lot was said about Yom Kippur. A lot was said. Everybody knows everything already. So I'm not going to make it long. And deliberately I'm not going to make it long. Because sometimes the more you say, the worse it is. I'm going to give you... I want to give you some Jewish pride, maybe. Ezrat Hashem for Yom Kippur. It's very important. One of the biggest contributions of Am Yisrael to humanity is what? What? Freedom, no. Torah? We already said. Don't use my words with against me. What? Torah, no. It's not the contribution. Hashem gave contribution. It's not the Jewish. What? Huh? Well, yeah,
Shabbat rest, rest.
No, we already said that.
Technological development?
No, okay. No. Technological development, medicine, no. And not gunpowder either, nothing. One of the biggest contributions of Am Yisrael to humanity is the concept of hope. Of hope. In Western society, as a derivative of the Roman and Greek society, there is an expression, they say what? Que sera, sera, right? Whatever will be, will be. A future, right? Que sera. It's a beautiful song. Dean Martin sings it, I don't know, whoever sings that. No, he sings Dean Martin sings a different one. Like one pizza pie, that's amore. Yeah? That's Dean Martin. It's a nice song. Anyway, que sera, sera is not a Jewish concept. Whatever will be, will be. That's not a Jewish concept. If you look at this, you would tell me, oh, que sera, sera, it's a good thing, whatever, No, it's not. Am Yisrael doesn't see whatever will be, whatever happens, happens. In other words, let's put the parentheses now. Whatever happens, happens. What would you do in the parentheses? If you had to fill the parentheses, whatever happens, happens.
Do whatever you want.
Or I don't care. I don't care. But why wouldn't a person care? Because he doesn't have any hope. One of the greatest contributions of Greek society, it's what? Sport. What kind of sport? Is the tragedy. There's no comedy, right? Homer and all the other guys, not Homer Simpson, It's all like, as we spoke in the morning, it's all bad. The power of the Jew is we acknowledge the situation that we're at. We acknowledge right now it stinks, it's bad. However, we're hoping for the best and we're actually doing something about it. Hope, Jews kept their hope alive, and the hope kept the Jews alive. The same thing as Shabbat. More than the Jews kept the Shabbat, Shabbat kept the Jews.
Chadam.
Why Chadam? What pito? What are you reading? Okay, so and look at Am Yisrael. Look at Am Yisrael. There's no other nation that had suffered and had been robbed so much as the Jews. Our women, our children, our brothers, our land, our Jerusalem, a holy, beautiful city of Jerusalem was taken from us with the audacity that until today some countries still have the nerve to say that we should not build in East Jerusalem because it belongs to who? To whom it belongs? It belongs to us. Imagine the Mexican governor or president would tell the United States, you cannot build in California or in Nevada or in Washington, D.C. You know what they would tell them? Go eat burritos, they'll leave us alone. But we have to become apologetic. Well, why do we have to become apologetic about it? We gave hope. There is and it's a big thing. The Jew suffers and suffers and suffers, and he's hoping, and he is doing something to make it better. The Jew educates his children that he's going to be better. Don't give up. Don't give up. You have to love the Jews. What wonderful people we are. Yes, we don't have a nice tree with little things shingling on the bottom with socks and all kind of noodles inside. We don't have that. We have something great. We have spiritual and intellectual power. And the father teaches his son, don't worry, they kick us out of here, don't worry, it's going to be okay, we'll work hard, we'll believe, keep your identity, don't give up, it's going to be good. One day we're going to go back home. Maybe not in your lifetime, maybe not in my lifetime, but one day we're going to go back home. And each and every one of us has to do his part to bring this about. Unfortunately, when you start denying your Judaism, you deny any hope. And you give up. And then you flip out of faith. And look at this. When the Jewish education in America had stopped, besides the Orthodox, the Jewish education stopped. They all married everybody else. I mean, they put them in a swimming pool, they bring girls from Thailand or whatever it is, import. Put them in, at best. Somebody doesn't even need that. It's okay, it's like a family, it's a clan, We initiate you by having a meal, we break some bread, we watch a Sunday night football or something. The Jews gave hope. What would the world be without our idea of hope? We were kicked out of Spain. Don't worry, Hashem was with us. We have hope. It's going to be okay. So they went to Greece, they went to Turkey, they went to Italy, they went to Holland, they went all over. Hope that made them give him a meaning. They had pogroms in Russia. Pogroms. Killed, butchered all the Cossacks from Ukraine and all these monsters that raped the women and killed the babies. The Jew held his hope. It's going to be okay. How can you tell a kid that his parent just got butchered, it's going to be okay? Because it has to be in your DNA. We were butchered in Auschwitz and Dachau and Bergen-Belsen and Majdanek and Treblinka. And there, the Jew held to his hope. It's going to be okay. It's hell on earth, but it's going to be okay. Everything comes to an end. Gam zeh ya'avor. Unfortunately, I don't know how much hope some of us have when they say, okay, listen, there's no hope anymore. We might as well just give them the land so they'll leave us alone. That doesn't work. And Erev Yom Kippur, there is a very powerful tefillah. How do we start the tefillah of Yom Kippur. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You know, for me, when I hear the tefillah, the Chazal says, Kol Nidrei, you know, I feel like my goodness, like I'm being brought up to court of the heavenly court or something like this. It trembles. It reminds me like the day of dying or something. I don't know. And yet it's a very powerful tefillah. You should know, all Kilot Israel, they sing Kol Nidrei. It was quite of a halachic dispute whether this thing is valid altogether. Kol nidrei v'charamei v'yisurei v'kunamei, you know, any vows that are made. They said, what kind of a thing is that? You say like this, everything, and this is how you do hatarat nedarim. You want to do hatarat nedarim, you have to come in front of 3 dayanim, three scholars, and they have to ask you the certain questions, and you have to answer, and then if they see it right, they would undo your vows that you made yourself. And now you standing there, you're saying, anything that I vowed, it's against halakha. What kind of a thing is that? It's against halakha. And yet, Tfilat Kol Nidrei had established itself into the mainstream, into the genetic imprint of every Jew. Kol Nidrei, Tfilat Kol Nidrei. Even Barbara Streisand sings Kol Nidrei. I don't know to be proud of, but whatever, you know. I don't really like her voice. Sorry, Barbara. That was, you know. Of course she's watching. Well, who's not watching? Everybody's watching. Etzion, he'll tell you. And why is this Tfilat Kol Nidrei really holds? Why is it the Kol Nidrei? What is this that we allow this to enter in the body of the Tfilah of Yom Kippur? Why does a person who makes a neder, nikra choteh, we call it a sinner? Why? Anybody knows?
Setting himself up for failure.
Huh?
Setting himself up for failure.
You could set yourself to fail for failure. You're right. What else? Oh no, you should do chazara. We spoke about it. You don't remember, huh? Kol hanoder nikra choteh. Why?
He's taking future matters into his own hands. Trying to take.
I hope you will take future matter into your own hands. I hope you will take some control over your life. But why nikra choteh? Yes, sir.
It's taking away the good that's been bestowed.
Okay, very good. Is there some good? You're preventing yourself, and so in other words, you really are restraining yourself. Sometimes to restrain yourself is good. However, you're locking yourself into these negative things. Like for example, most of the nedarim that a person would make, most of them, not all of them, most of them are bad things. A person makes a neder not to, you know, I don't want to have anything to do with this guy anymore. Makes a neder. These are restraining orders that you're putting on yourself. When a person comes and with a full heart understands, and it says everything, kol nedarat nederei, right? Any neder that I made, lo neder, you know, any vow that I made is not a vow, any swear that I made is not a swear, any restraining that I put on myself to close myself, because those restraining usually means a negative attitude. I'm coming here positive in front of Ribono Shel Olam, and I'm saying, I'm opening myself to you. And I'm mochel, not only to you know, to the people. I'm mochel on a totally different level. I'm asking forgiveness on a totally different level. Forgiveness not only for what I have done. Forgiveness also what I could have done and didn't. I'm going to tell you something. You know, Rosh Hashanah, Erev Yom Kippur, people go to each other, you mochel me, you know, I'm sorry if I offended you, you know. But there's, and we ask, you know, it becomes like a thing, you know, sometimes we text each other. I ask him for mechila, whoever you know. That's, by the way, not a way to do it. If you're a man, if you're a person of class and dignity, Don't use the text, by the way. I mean, if you want to say, Rabbi, I want to give a donation. No, I'm just kidding. If you want to, by the way, apropos donations, guys, we need donations. We need help. I want Be'ezrat Hashem, Be'ezrat Hashem, Be'ezrat Hashem. I want next year to have our own Sefer Torah. It could be a huge Sefer Torah. So, by the way, if anybody knows somebody who wants to donate it, please let us know. Because we need a Sefer Torah. But, people use the text, by the way, in a very bad way. By the way, somebody told me today, I think my daughter told me today, there's a Shabbos app on the telephone that people can... I'm warning you all right now, don't even ask me if it's okay to use, because it's not. I'm just warning you. You ask me this question, I'm going to make you do push-ups. It's an app that you use that it kind of cuts the battery, it's crazy. Yeah. You don't worry, you'll ask within the 2 weeks, you're going to ask me about the Shabbos app. However, let's say, for example, you go on a date and you want to break away from the person you're dating, don't use the text. Better off if you do it face to face. Think twice, it's texting or telephones is for cowards. And if you're a coward, you have no business to date. However, when we ask forgiveness, we can ask forgiveness from the whole entire world. But who do we forget to ask forgiveness from? Who said that? Give the man a cigar. We forget. Where's mine? We forget to ask ourselves mechila. Because many times we sin against ourselves. We don't give ourselves, the biggest sin that we do to ourselves is we become very negative. And we're not optimistic. And as a result of that, we give up. We don't open the doors for us. We don't create. Sam, sit in one place because you're making the gentleman dizzy here. We don't create opportunities for us so we can choose, so we can have a free choice. We put ourselves into a one option scenario and we feel forced to go there. And then it's becoming too much for us. Even if you, let's say argument's sake, like Donnie, he's in the field, he's a doctor. But right now where is he going? So don't lock your mind only to one field. Human plumber, gastroenterology, right? Just an example. Look at the whole entire spectrum and look how things fall into a place. For example, is your destiny in life to become a doctor or to become, first of all, a contributing Jew? Which one of the fields you're going to take are going to restrict your growth as a Jew, would require you to work extra hours and on and on and on, and would prevent you from really reaching your true potential. I mean, it will be wonderful, let's say, if you could become, or when you become are you MD yet? Oh, he's an MD. So when you're going to go pass your boards, you can work half a day and come teach in Yeshiva half a day to show all the people that you can actually do that. Have a variety. Look, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave you a lot. You should ask mechila for yourself for all the crimes and the sins and the averot that you did to yourself. And there are a lot. And there are many. What we could have done, what we should have done. We all know from crying out loud. We all know the things that we should have done and the consequences and we all know that we should not have done these things and we did it regardless of that and the damage that it caused to us and to others. We all know that. But here comes Yom Kippur and I'm saying, you know what? I want to start new. I want to start fresh. I'm acknowledging the past, but I'm looking forward. I want to create hope for myself. Tikva. Hope. Tikva is like mikveh. I want all the hope in front of me. to choose to be pure by hope. When there's no hope and you give up, you become tameh. Because you don't believe at this point. You don't do anything. And you give up and you become bitter and you end up throwing everything behind you. And you need to ask for yourself, what have I done to myself? Forget about what others did to us. We need to forget about this. Because the more we obsess on it, the more we'll be staying still in place. So what if your teacher at 5th grade was nasty to you? Move on, grow up already. You're almost 50, grow up. Not 5th grade, move on. Actually, he's my 6th grade teacher. No, I'm just kidding. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? When you come into Yom Kippur, the experience is the experience of hope. We know that we had done things that were bad. We know that. But is the willingness to create a new future for us. And my question to you is, are you interested in creating a new future for you, or are you going to repeat the same thing over and over and over again? And that's what we said last night. We do an Avarah and we repeat it again. We are happy with our life, and then we never straight up a line and say, you know what? That's it. I am done with this. From this point on, I'm starting new. I cannot go through this life over and over again. I'm going to change my qualities. I have certain qualities that are bad. And I understand that those qualities actually restrain me. And I don't want this to happen anymore. And I'm standing here in front of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, and I'm saying the following. Any restraining that I put on myself, any time that I give up on hope, by my words, I'm giving them up with all my power. This is the power of hope. With the power of hope, you can mevatel that neder on Yom Kippur only. Because that's Shat Rachamim. Shat Ratzon or Shat Rachamim. And the distance that we put between us and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that distance could be kept only on Yom Kippur. I mean, not only Yom Kippur, but this is the time to do it. It's like two things that are coming into, they're rotating in their own orbit, and right now they're right here. HaKadosh Baruch Hu came to us, and we are coming to Him, and that's the ultimate closeness. And this is the time to change it. And it's not time to think about your food. It's not time to think about your tiredness. It's just time to celebrate and to prove to yourself that you can do things and you can change it and you know what you want and you know what is good. And if you need to make a decision, whether it's to move to a different town or to a different city or to a different country, or to leave a job because you know it's bad, because you've been in the job for 5 years already and you know it is the same thing. It's not getting any better. So you move. You have the courage to move, because that pressure that will be built inside of you would manifest itself one way or another. You'll take it on your wife, you take it on your friends, you take it on your children, you take it on yourself. You take it in on Kadosh Baruch Hu. And we always blame God for everything we do. Always. But it's all our fault. So if you need to do that, here's the time. Sit down. Take a look at yourself. Contemplate on that. Be positive. We put so many obstacles on ourselves. There's no need to make life more difficult than it is. Life is difficult. Life is not easy. Life without hope is impossible. However, there's no need to make life more difficult than it is. And I would really like if you could try at least to be more proactive about being positive, about creating opportunity for yourself, about making it different, about making it the last year of the worst years of your life cycle.
Amen.
No, don't say amen, do it. I didn't say I wish you will do it. I didn't say I wish you would wish. I said I wish you will do it. So it's no amen. Amen for that. We'll say, after you're done, we'll say amen, yes. Until then, you do it. But you're not going to get this anywhere else besides coming to Yeshiva and learning. Besides knowing that this is your place. Everything that you ask, you do in life, to most part, is a result of our lack of emunah. You need to come and learn. You need to come and learn because we have a big job to do. It's enough that Am Yisrael will be in this situation. We cannot allow any more Jews to leave faith. We cannot allow any more Jews that come into our system, boys and girls, to snap out of yeshivot or Bet Yaakov. We have to hold them in. We have to embrace them. And if somebody comes, you smile. And I told you this a million times. Somebody comes to shul, give us the biggest smile that you can. Hug the person. Even if he's sitting in your seat. So what? You're going to have your time for a permanent place. Don't rush there. Somebody comes sitting in your seat, you should be so lucky. And I'm going to tell you this. You should be so lucky because if somebody is coming to your seat, means he's gravitating to some kind of a spiritual energy that is good, that you created in your seat. So you should feel complimented that somebody gravitated in such a positive way to what you created, to that energy that you created in that place. Why are you bothering to kick the guy out? And you're right, he will never sit there again because you destroyed it. Be welcoming to people. Embrace them. Embrace yourself. Not too tight. And one thing for sure, if that's the only thing you will have to do in your life, is you have to take care of your emunah. You have to remove all those little weeds that grow into the field of your emunah and uproot them one by one, one after the other. Life without emunah is not worth living. Life without emunah is hell on earth. And that is what kept the Jews. And that's what makes the Jews, the lack of it, makes the Jews, Chas v'Shalom, disappear. We always believe that it could be better tomorrow, and we try to make it be better tomorrow. Anywhere that the Jews go, and they stay loyal to their faith, the place flourishes. It's a fact. I'm not telling you stories, go look at history. You bring positive energy, revival, growth. Jews leave, the place goes down. Sometimes the Jew inside of you leaves as well. And then happens the same way. You need to make sure that the Jew inside of you stays loyal to his source of life, the Torah and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Prepare yourself now to Yom Kippur. And I really hope this is going to be the most meaningful tefillah that you can have. And I think it's a little too late to say, but I hope we're going to celebrate this in Yerushalayim because tomorrow is Erev Shabbat and Mashiach cannot come on Erev Shabbat. But as the Lubavitcher Rebbe says, if they ask him, what happens if he comes on Erev Shabbat? Can Mashiach come on Erev Shabbat? So they said no. He said, well, what happens if he comes? So he said to them, tell him to come. And after he comes, we'll ask him, why did you come now? But let him to come. Right, Rebbe? So you have to stay positive. And I really hope that the next Chag, which is going to be Sukkot, I get so excited just thinking about it, believe me. But I really hope that Sukkot we won't be here anymore. We'll be in Eretz Israel, and we're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I have tears in my eyes just thinking about this idea of Am Yisrael in Yerushalayim. Don't worry about Bet HaMikdash. We'll sleep in the street. But I really hope that this will happen, and all the Jews will have prosperity and harmony, and will really be able to become light to the nations, and all humankind will be able to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu be'emunah and accept HaKadosh Baruch Hu as Melech al kol haaretz. Amen.